Hello everybody, my name is Naguura, and today we're going to take a look at the incredible plus 23 Tazavesh Gambit run by Count, the winners of Group B of this season's Mythic Dungeon International. The run begins with one of the boldest openers we've seen all season. Count immediately commit to a huge series of pulls involving multiple Coastwalker Goliaths. Most teams avoid these mobs as much as possible because of their deadly Tidal Stomp, an unavoidable AoE burst that reaches 27.7 million damage on this key level. But Count have crafted a route that not only makes these Goliaths manageable, but central to their efficiency. Each Goliath gives a lot of enemy forces relative to its health, so combining them with smaller, fast-dying packs of Murlocs lets them maintain optimal DPS uptime and makes this route so efficient for them. They're pulling a total of 3 Goliaths, chaining them back to back, making this first part of the dungeon much faster than anything we have seen from other teams. This strategy front-loads the danger. If something goes wrong, it happens early, costing minimal time. In a tournament environment like the MDI, that's a huge advantage. Count had to perfect their defensive rotation for each Tidal Stomp, planning out exactly how many casts they could survive per Goliath. If one lived too long and got an extra cast off, it was an automatic reset, because blowing additional defensive cooldowns would cause them to die to future stomps. They ended up resetting this dungeon several times because of early wipes on these Goliath pulls, but when they managed to get through the second Goliath for the first time, they went on to finish the run with this record-breaking time. After finishing off the third Goliath, Count moved towards the first boss, Hylbrande. And the difficulty of the run does not slow down, as they are pulling 4 Stormforged Guardians into the boss. The Guardians' charged pulls and crackle cover the floor with AoE zones, forcing perfect positioning by the team. Meanwhile, Hylbrande periodically spawns Vault Purifiers that must be interrupted and controlled, all while surviving the boss's Purifying Burst, which does about 24.8 million damage per player at this key level. To handle this chaos, Kira, the team's protection warrior, positions Hylbrande to one side of the room so that one Purifier spawns directly in melee. Their Frost Death Knight uses Grip to bring the second one into cleave range. Some teams drag the boss around to try to skip an extra sanitizing cycle by delaying its walk to the center of the room, but Count know they won't skip a cycle here in a plus 23, so they choose the more stable and efficient option, keeping the boss stationary on one side. Next up is Time Captain Hooktail's area. As they clear toward the boss, Count pull groups of Tide Sages and deckhands, carefully kiting the pack through the hallway. The goal is to drag the pack into Hooktail's room while maintaining control over the casters and focusing them down to be able to chain the pulls. They use their second Bloodlust here to handle the chain pull, and what's particularly interesting is that Hearthjax, their elemental shaman, does not have Ascendance, his major 3-minute cooldown, during this Bloodlust window. Instead, he pops it immediately afterward as they chain into the next pack, ensuring continuous high damage throughput. This triple pull sequence exemplifies Count's tempo-based playstyle, never waiting for cooldowns, always chaining into the next pack, while cleaving down casters first for efficiency. Hooktail herself is relatively straightforward for this team. They move together throughout the fight, making sure the adds stay close to each other, so Kira can finish them off with each frontal breath. Finally, we reach Solia's room, the last and very hectic part of the dungeon. They start with a skip. Yargi, the team's BM hunter, uses Aspect of the Turtle to safely pull a Starseer away while the rest of the team walks past. Once they're through, he drops combat with Feign Death. Count still has to fight 2 Starseers here, but they make sure to focus them down to minimize the wandering pulsars they spawn. At one point, they briefly have 2 pulsars active due to the first Starseer not dying quite fast enough and chaining into the second Starseer already, forcing intense healing from their Resto Druid and good defensive usage, but they ended up surviving this very difficult moment. On top of that, they also have to deal with Focus Ritualists that spam Unstable Rift and Hyperlight Bolt, both of which must be interrupted or players will die, especially combined with ticking pulsar damage. They keep training packs into the Starseers as soon as the first ritualists die, and they're able to control the next pack. And as soon as Kira is sure the last Starseer will die before spawning another Pulsar, he engages Solia, while still having the last Ritualist and Accomplice pack alive. In the first phase, Mistcount focuses on the boss, while passively cleaving the remaining trash and controlling the Ritualist and Assassins. Yorgi handles the collapsing stars during the fight, freeing their healer to focus purely on throughput. As they trigger phase 2, they have to survive the Hyperlight Jolt, which does 26.55 million damage on this key level. What's interesting is their Bloodlust timing. They hold it through the first 2 intermissions, even while pulling in the remaining enemy forces they need. Many teams use it for safety to stabilize here, but Mistcount instead wait until after the second intermission to stack it with their major DPS cooldowns and for maximizing their boss damage. It's risky, but it maximizes efficiency and lets them burn the boss while everything is active. The payoff is a finish with 0 deaths and 4 minutes and 27 seconds left on the clock. A world record time, beating Holy Method's run from Group A by 2 whole minutes. An incredible run from start to finish. Mistcount's +23 Gambit wasn't just fast, it was innovative. They took a route that most thought was already solved after Group A and made it even more efficient, pushing the limits of what's possible in this dungeon. Truly shows the improvement of this amazing team. I can't wait to see what they have in store for us during the Global Finals. Make sure to tune in this weekend for Group C, where the remaining 6 teams will battle for the last 2 spots for Globals. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.